You see, guys, when I do my videos over here, I'm making sure that I'm slowing down my communication as quickly as possible and as much as possible so that I can learn and grow. I realize that's the whole point of learning and growing. And it's really understanding how you learn and grow. So the more you can speak in a way that's really going to help you and focusing right inside of you and not on the outside world. I mean, when you're speaking in front of a crowd, you're not focusing on the crowd. You're focusing on what you're giving every single day, because that way you can look at people in the eyes, although focus on yourself and what you're saying more than them, because otherwise you're going to get lost in the people. You have to understand that otherwise you're going to get distracted about what they're saying. So when you're public speaking, raise your voice as much as you can and understand that you dominate the stage and dominate the people in a way that you're dominating them with information. So you're becoming something of value today, because that way you're going to become something respected. And that way you're going to understand that value comes to those who seek it. You have to understand, you go and seek information every single day and speak from the heart and speak from inside, because that way you're going to become something more. I realize that each and every single day you do something much greater, you're going to understand it's only coming from the inside. I promise you, it's not coming from the outside. I promise you, outside ideas is non-existent. You have to understand that everything came from the inside. You have to understand that Jesus taught everything from the inside. I promise you, Jesus didn't go learning from anybody else other than himself. You have to understand, although, that Jesus is always interested in everything. You have to understand, you have to always be interested in everything, although question everything. Just make sure that no matter what, that you're never dying, and that you're always making sure that you have those skills. So make sure that you plan in your journal, and use an electronic device every single day to go and journal something down, and use 2 phones or 3 phones or 4 phones. Use something, and make sure that no matter what, that you're doing it for free. I made sure that no matter what, that I will never again go and advertise via Instagram and all of that, because it doesn't work. You have to understand that it doesn't work, because I realized that I've already done it. Although you have to understand, it's really go and advertise yourself for free. And that way you understand that you'll never be scammed. For sure, you can put $1 million into advertising and only 5 people will follow you. That's how ridiculous Instagram advertising is, and also YouTube advertising and all this advertising online. You have to understand, it's really that you understand that advertising doesn't work, because what works is free advertisement. You understand? I realize that when you're posting everything for free and giving knowledge that's the best information, you're giving information that's the best information in the world, which is any information. I realize that's the best advertisement that's going around. So realize that when you're giving the best of your heart every single day in video or audio or writing, and you promote it every single day for free on social media, you're also never going to get scammed by other people, and you're also going to grow the most. So realize that is the best way forward, because not everybody has financial aspects to go be giving money toward social media anyway. So realize that no matter what, that you go and understand you don't need money to succeed. You just need more wisdom. You have to understand, it's really wisdom over money. So go and study the Bible. Go and study Buddha. Go and study spirituality and personal development and sales and finance, and study everything I've talked about also, because that's going to give you a boost in self-esteem, and it's also going to help you to increase your self-esteem in the process. So realize that my information is the greatest information you ever get in the world, because it's information. It's information, and here I am, my best version. I lost already 47 kilos. I'll teach you how to do that. You just have to go and read my information first. You have to understand, you have to be dedicated to go and read 300 hours of it. Or you have to be dedicated to go and read 300 hours of my videos that I've done already. You have to understand. Otherwise, that's my nice beautiful ringtone. Although you have to understand that I'm a music producer too, so I make sure that no matter what, I teach you some skills here. I go and put my own ringtone that I made from my music. I put it in my own alarm. You have to understand that no matter what, when I create music, I make sure to go and play my own ringtones. You understand? So no matter what, I realize that when I hear my music playing, I realize it's time to go and play music. And it's time to go and produce music every single day. So when I get into the music production scene, I make sure to start off with my journal. And I start to write off the track. I start to say, what will I write about in terms of life? And how will I do it? And how will I make sure that my track is going to be the best it can be? And what will I start with? And what instruments will I use? And before I even get to the laptop, I plan my track first. And I plan what will I have in the start of the track. How is the track going to finish? How is it going to be in the drop? And how is it going to be in the breakdown? And what kind of vocals will I use? And what kind of vocalists around can I get? So no matter what, I'm always doing the planning first before I even start doing anything on the laptop. Because if I just get in the laptop and without, or else if I get in the laptop without a plan, you have to understand I'll be lost about what to do. In a sense, so before I even get there, I plan it first, and then I get there and I start doing it. You get it? Because that's how you succeed. You have to understand that if you're going through life blind and you're not planning, you're always going to lose. You have to understand that the real deal here is that if you're not planning for $1 billion in your life, where you're planning for $1 billion to make yourself much better than yesterday, in Jesus' name, you understand you're not doing it for the $1 billion, you're doing it to make sure that no matter what, you're planning to make the $1 billion, because the $1 billion is really in becoming better than yesterday. You have to understand that all the money in the world is not going to help you if you're unhealthy. You understand? So realize it's not for the $1 million, and it's not for the $1 billion, and it's not for the money. I realize you're creating freedom. You understand? If you can go and live for the rest of your life for free, I mean, that's what you work for. You work for freedom. You don't work for the money, because the money is not going to create freedom. I promise you that money is not going to satisfy you, and it's not going to help you. I realize that money can get you experience and all this, although I promise you that you are more important than money. You're more important than money, because guess what? I'd rather have I over money. I realize I'd rather have growth than money, because money cannot get you growth. You have to understand, you get the money, you get the growth, because money is not going to fall from the streets and from the trees and everywhere. You have to understand that money comes from inside. And those people who have more wisdom are going to have everything else. So realize to accumulate more information and go and read every single video that I gave you in YouTube. And it's for free, unless you need to read from the start to finish in terms of my life, because there is no finish. You have to understand, I have no finish in my life. You have to understand, it's really that my Mega Drive videos are from course 1 up to course 5000. You have to understand that no matter what, that in YouTube, I spread my videos everywhere in a different manner, and it doesn't have a course title. I realize it just have titles. I realize it just has titles. I realize it's not in order. You understand? Although in my Mega Drive, you'll find an orchestrated order in how fat I was in my first video, and then how I progressed each and every step of the way. You have to understand, although that the information is helpful, you have to understand that each and every single day, you're going to create something for nothing, and that way you're going to be your best version.